World Bee Day falls in the week for National Mental Health Awareness. I've been asked to speak a little bit about the interactions between keeping my honeybees, which you can see going in and out the hive here, and also mental health. So keeping bees, or Apis mellifera, is not always stress-free. In fact, actually, at times it can be incredibly stressful. Bees are under increasing pressure from disease such as chronic bee paralysis virus and bacterial infections such as foul brood, but also pests such as the imported risk of small hive beetle or our wax moth. Parasites as well, such that we've brought into the country, such as varroa mite, and toxins that are in the environment, such as pesticides and herbicides. And this is all within the context of biodiversity loss, such as the loss of pollen and nectar from native flower species, but also from woodlands where they gather resources such as resin to make propolis. They are also hammered and impacted by climate change and also by humans, such as bad and clueless beekeepers. So beekeeping can be a pretty depressing hobby in the 21st century, so why would anyone bother to do it? Beekeepers fall into a couple of categories, one being the people who are interested in making honey as a product, either for themselves or for commercial sale, and those who wish to breed honeybees much as you would do for cattle stock or such. And then there are those people who just do it because they think it's a good thing for the environment or they just like hanging out with bees. And I have started off in this latter category. So why would I bother looking after bees when it's so stressful? Well, it's looking after something that's non-human, something that's non-mammalian, a superorganism, where the individual is not as important as the sum of the whole, and it's something greater than you. It's an uncontrollable, semi-unguessable facet of the natural world that you are in close and intimate contact with. It takes you outside of the human world. It's the hum of the bees, the smell of the warm bees and their wax when you open a hive, the awkward landings and the sisterly greetings on the entrance board. This month in May is a major month for the activity of bees, and I wanted to read you a little bit about May from a book by Helen Jukes called The Honey Bee Heart Has 5 Openings. May. The weather is getting warmer, and spring has been busy unfastening itself, and the meadows around us are filling with weeds and wildflowers. In the garden, the hive is thickening. I sit on a stump most days, and like this I have learned some things. The bees are the busiest in the afternoon. You don't disturb them if you're sitting quietly, but sometimes they come in for a closer look, and they are more interested in our faces than our feet. And it's possible to tell the difference between a worker bee and a drone bee, drones are male bees, from a distance of 2 meters. You just have to look out for the size of their abdomen and for their eyes, which are differently spaced. At the hive there are bodies, at the fence there are black and determined specks marking flight paths in the air, and the workers are out searching for pollen and nectar, but the drones aren't. By this time of year, they have another reason to leave the hive, and it's nothing to do with foraging or swarming away.